What's this? The Grand Duchy of Jeuno Orchestrion World. Jeuno. Bakul Jaja is ready to return to Jeuno. Would that we had time to show you more of Tuliolal, but we can't afford to have anyone wandering about in Jeuno. Then let's make haste to Yaktel. Speak with Alxal near Gokdrak Descent. They really need to put like a teleport here. Let there be like a beast tribe here. Oh, sorry, societal relation. Ay, ay, ay. A Mosasaurus. I guess I'm just flying on my tractor towards the portal to what I assume is like the Stray Bird Dead Walk. Yeah, it's just like a piece of Alexandria that got lost in the abyss during, or the space between worlds during interdimensional fusion. And Zarieljar has commendated it, I assume. Or commandeered it. Commendated? I was looking for a word and that was not it. Yeah, this place is empty. You could have like a side-o relation place here, next to here. Maybe. Aprish. It's hard to blame anyone for wanting to take a peek inside. I know I certainly would. Well then build something around it then. I can only speak for myself, but the idea of running headlong for a mysterious rift to God's know where in such a treasure seems absurd. Let's not tell him about the various treasure hunts we've been on. Tyrell has no shortage of legends like the City of Gold to inspire would-be treasure seekers. No risk is too great if they believe their dreams can be realized. Efforts better spent on a more honest living, I'd say. Walking the noble path like you, brother. In any case, wherever or whoever we find in there, we have to get them out. Quickly. Oh, I should have talked to you before you. Shit. Oh well. Speak of the wayward explorers in Jeuno. Okay. Okie dokie. Oxal. I realize how preposterous it seems, but none of this is real. A Mamuljar by the name Zarieljar created this place. Yeah, it's gotta be like the Stray Bird Dead Walk then. And what if one of those weird shadow things decides to gobble you up? Several Thief. When I jumped through that rift, I was expecting a dungeon or maybe a labyrinth, not whatever all this is. Yeah, it's all fake. Go home. It's dangerous and I need leave? Don't make me laugh. Not long ago, I heard someone crowing in the streets about some rare stone they found. Something like that could be worth a fortune. I'm not going anywhere if there's riches just lying around for the taking. Slash. Slap. Ton of Watton Thief. Guess I'm talking to you later. We don't mean to threaten you, but you need to leave this place at once. This place is more dangerous than it looks. Alright. Hetzaro Explorer. Never seen a city like this in Tyrell before. Dangerous, you say? Perhaps I should hold off on surveying further then. What a shame, I happened upon a curious stone I hoped to take with me, but it was stolen by some Tanawatan thief. Tanawatan brute. Without knowing the value of that stone, I can't say it's worth giving chase, but he ran off to the south if you mean to go after him. I'll be leaving now. If it's truly as dangerous as you say, I hope you'll be leaving soon as well. Alright, that's just floating in the blue sky. Patana Watan Thief. Hello. Stop. You came looking for some fancy trinkets too. Well, feast your eyes on this. Why does the symbol on that barrel look Solaire-like? That's Electrope. It's common in Alexandria. We spoke with anyone who would listen, though a few were too stubborn to heed our warnings. A block of raw Electrope. But how? I take it you're the one that found this. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave with that stone. It's too dangerous. You expect me to just hand it over? Bah! This isn't Tuluolal. You have no authority here. I found it, and I'm keeping it. This is for your own good. Put the stone down and walk away. Or else. Careful, brother. Lay a hand on him, and the vow of resolve will never let us hear the end of it. Ugh, we're already in her debt as it is. Fine. You're going to make your fortune, yes? Then let me pay you for it. That would certainly save me the trouble of finding a suitable buyer, but don't expect me to let it go for cheap. We couldn't help but overhear you're selling an artifact found in these ruins. Whatever this gentleman's willing to pay, I assure you I can pay more. Great, just what we needed. What are we supposed to do now? What do you suppose we do now? Explaining the circumstances surrounding this place would likely take more time than we can afford. Ah, of course. Why not hold an auction for the stone? An auction? That would certainly simplify matters. It would save you the trouble of bargaining with all interested parties separately, and incentivizes them to pay you handsomely, lest they be outbid. Fine by me, but I'll only be accepting payment in gil. This money will be taking me overseas, where I can finally live the life I've always wanted. We're really doing this. Really? Let's hold the auction already and get this over with. I'm guessing Algazal was inspired by the nearby auction house. Still, that was quick thinking. An auction should hopefully make things easier for Bakul Jajar, assuming he can outbid his competition, of course. I'll offer up every last gil to my name if I have to. That stone will be mine. I've got 3 million gil on me, so let's see. My work has been turning a tidy profit these days, so I've coin to spare. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel pending duty for finder registrations. Alright. I suspect there's like different outcomes. Ah, great, this music. If I may have your opening bids. Can you handle the bidding? We don't have much experience with auctions, but we do have coin you can use. Around 1 million gil saved up from our work for the Lands Guard. Hopefully that will be enough. Upon speaking with the Tanawatan Filcher, the auction will begin. You may also speak with the other prospective buyers to receive hints regarding their potential bids. Alright. Foreign merchants relieved me of my stock a few moons past, and it's a good thing they did. 1,500,000 gil. And I was forced to spend half of it in preparations for this expedition. Alright, so 750. I've no time for the back and forth of this bargaining nonsense. All I need is one bid to win that stone. While it's imperative that we recover the Electrope, it wouldn't do to show your hand too early. Better to be conservative with your bids, staying just ahead of the competition. We've 1,000,000 gil all told, but I'm trusting you won't need to spend all of it. Well, it sounds like I need to do like 751,000. 1,500,000. I was forced to spend half of it. 750,000. So what's your offer? The auction has begun. Outbid your competitors for the Electrope while conserving your capital. And then how much will you start with? 100,000 gil. Is that all? Then I'll start with 400,000. 400,000? I was hoping to keep at least half my savings. But if we have to bid more... 500,000. A bold move, but I'm willing to bet that's all you have. 560,000 gil. Half of my savings gone. Surely they're close to conceding, right? 600. So 600,000? How is anyone meant to compete with that? Out of the running. Good. Then I'll bid 700,000. Hehehe, only one left now. But I don't think he'll give up without a fight. 710,000. Shit. Well, I've come too far to back down. So 720,000 gil. Raising their bid by such a narrow margin. Someone's reached the limit. 730. Hey, how many bids do I have? Oh, he didn't want to spend all of it. Finally, it's over. You have a knack for business dealings, Mariashna. Perhaps you were a merchant in another life. This looks to be all of it. The stone is yours. Well, I tried to save you as much as I could. That was more expensive than I would have liked, but nothing a few hunt bills can make up for. I hope. As fun as that looked, I'm sure I would have made a mess of things if that were me. I tend to get a little carried away under pressure. Is it going to be another person? Oh, it could be. Well done, friend. Now let's have a look at our Electrope. God, his presence. It feels familiar. The Shadow Lord. There's no mistaking that deep and bitter malice. That stone must have served as the heart of the Shadow Lord's echo. He was a being of pure hatred, responsible for bringing out the Crystal War. I was part of the company that would eventually bring his reign of terror to an end. I'm using that message. You helped defeat the Shadow Lord? Meaning Oxzal must have been there with her, but I don't remember ever hearing about that. In any case, I will hold on to the Electrope. We should hurry back and speak for the Landsguard. Excuse me, but were you speaking of the Shadow Lord just now? Indeed. there's more you wish to know. Perhaps I can be of help. I've heard a great many tales of the fiend from the bards who frequent the taverns here in Jeuno. I've been waiting over yonder near the fountain for my companions to arrive, but you're welcome to speak with me until they do. So are we just going to be fighting the various villains of various expansions? Maybe. A most welcome offer, though there is much to be said for a first-hand encounter with the Echo in question. Oh, trust me, you do not want to fight that thing. Perhaps we can revisit these tales another time, after we've made certain no more treasure hunters can readily gain entry. Let's return to Tuliolal and speak to the Land's God. Marishta, come and meet us at Bright Bloom Post. So back to Tuliolal. And then back to... Alright. Oh, I could just talk to you now. Hello. There you are. If you've any burning questions about this place or anything else in Vanadil, I should be happy to answer them. Tell me about yourself. Me, I'm no adventurer of any particular renown. If that's what you were expecting. Just a man come from Bastok, looking to see more of the world. While I lack in fame, I make up for it with strength in numbers. But I've no I keep misreading this. While I lack in fame, I make up for it with the strength of numbers. I've no shortage of friends willing to accompany me in pursuit of riches should I reach out via Link Pearl. The armor I wear is proof of our accomplishments, salvaged from the depths of the Alzadal undersea ruins. That said, I treasure my time with them more than any trinket or bauble we've unearthed on our travels together. You understand, surely? Yeah, I do. There you are. If you've any burning questions about this place or anything else in Vanadil, I should be happy to answer them. Ask about Fafnir. Why is this giving me a cutscene? Oh. The great dragon that slumbers in the depths of the Boyada tree. Yes, I know of it. As does anyone who would dare adventure into Zeta. Stories of great hero who did battle with the dragon. Their harrowing encounter concluding with a strike at its heart with the fabled blade Ridil. If only they hadn't missed their mark. The blade is said to remain nestled in the beast's bosom even to this day. To survive such a blow and live for all these years bespeaks a strength I struggle to imagine. So he did have a sword. Yeah, drop rates. And yet the tales of its might have not deterred the brave and foolhardy from venturing into the tree, hoping they can slay Fafnir and claim its spoils. Few have reached the dragon's eyrie and lived to tell the tale. Or lived to tell the tale of it. Or lived to tell of it. Alright, so you're just going to tell me the bosses then. Tell me about the archangels. Because I'm confused about them. I've heard the trusts. I don't know much else. I've heard stories of the 5 warriors clad in black. If the fates are kind, I will never have the poor fortune to cross paths with them. And I have to cross paths with them every week. They were not born but forged from crystal, assuming the legends are true. The Dawn goddess Altana wept 5 tears that gave birth to the 5 races. Human, Elven, Tarutaru, Mithra, and Galka. The archangels are said to be the embodiment of their sins. Oh, lovely. Apathy, arrogance, cowardice, envy, rage, darkness that lurks within us all. No one is certain why they were created. The prevailing theory is they served as guardians of some ancient paradise. Alright. So I guess you can also have them as trusts then. Tell me about the Shadow Lord. The great darkness of the Northlands. Hatred made manifest. There's not a soul in all of Vanadil who doesn't know of the Shadow Lord. His sole desire was to bring about the extinction of Altana's children. and so he rallied together the Beastmen, inciting what came to be known as the Crystal War. The Beastmen's assault was merciless, and it was not long before Bastok, Sandoria, and Windurst were brought to their knees. It was only after Archduke Kamlanat convinced them to join forces with the Grand Duchy of Jeuno that they gained the momentum needed to push back. United as the Alliance of Altana, they would eventually drive the Beastmen back from their lands, and soon found themselves going on the offensive in Jarkelbard. The Alliance proved victorious in the end, but not without a great many sacrifices. Peace had been restored to Vanadiel, for a time at least. The Shadow Lord was somehow resurrected 20 years later, but thankfully he was slain before the Beastmen could be emboldened to take arms a second time. There was much speculation as to his origins. Most believe he was once a Galka, if you don't believe it. He was betrayed by one of his companions, mortally wounded and left to die. A dear friend of his was also said to have been cut down in the altercation. He succumbed to his wounds, but his rage and despair would remain, giving life to the Shadow Lord. If what you say is true, and he has returned once more, perhaps the flames of his hatred can never truly be extinguished. And that's everything from you. Yep. Well then. Certainly a thing. Where am I going? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I reckon Oxal is to play a character. Possibly. Could be wrong. I probably am. Alright, where am I going? Oh yeah. Have I really spent 3 hours on this questline? Oh boy. I was hoping a few of the Landsguard would be here already. The Landsguard all appear to be well trained and well armed. I dare say they would be a match, even for our soldiers back home. Once again, we're left with nothing but time on our hands until Surreal Jar shows himself. I suppose there's no shortage of work that needs to be done if we ask the Landsguard. You may be better served exploring Tural, familiarizing yourself with the land. It wouldn't do to find yourself lost when you're needed most. An honest-to-God's adventure, what a great idea! You're coming with me, Alxal, and don't you dare say you're not interested. Any self-respecting adventurer would jump at a chance like this. Is it going to be like the end of the Omega quest line where I just see Alpha and Omega around a bunch of areas? Probably. I'll not deny the suggestion piques my interest. We warn you now, though, the wilds of Tural are rife with danger. It is no place for the unprepared. I welcome the challenge. I can hardly count the number of times Vanadiel's been visited by some world-ending calamity, but no matter how dire things may have seemed, we always found a way through. Together. This'll be no different, I'm sure of it. There's nothing we can't do so long as we have each other. And 23 other party members. A band of adventurers barely met, united in the face of great peril. Just like old times. Are adventurers always so sentimental? Yes. Is that so terrible a thing? No. Ah, here he is. The moment we learn anything about Zarieljar's involvement, about Zarieljar's movements, I've asked him to contact you. Complete. So I need to wait for him to have a quest whenever 7.3 comes out. Uh-huh. Meanwhile, in the echo of Tulia. Tulia? Oh. Soon we will slaughter them all. Is that not so, Zarieljar? Soon, my Dawn servant, very soon. Then there shall be none to stop you from taking your rightful place on the throne. Well, clearly he doesn't have the personality of the original Galul Jar Jar. Nah, he's gonna usurp him. How fortunate for me, he lacks the wisdom of the true Dawn servant. But if he will be made fit to rule, I must choose from the echoes carefully. Don't choose absolute virtue. The Shadow Lord showed promise, but Vana'diel is a land of rich history. I needn't settle for those who are but a blink of an eye in the annals of history. We're going to fight the goddess, aren't we? For the strength of the ancients, I will bring Tural, no, the whole world, to its knees. God, I wish you remained dead after Zarieljar? Yeah. Zarieljar just slashed your back. Ay. We've yet to hear any word about Zarieljar's whereabouts. Rest assured, you will be the first to know should we learn anything. Lovely. So that is all of the Alliance Raid questline then. Uh-huh. So I gotta wait for 7.3. I don't suppose these two have anything to say about Zarieljar being alive. Would be interesting to know. So I guess the only thing I can do is just keep going back in for music sheets. Oh no. 10 music sheets and the card. No, I am spacing that out. Or maybe I can buy some of the orchestral notes for cheap. That'd be nice. Hello, corner. No. Nah. And that's not Zarieljar, is it? No. Alright, so I guess I'm done for the Alliance raid. Lovely, so that is one part of 7.1 done. I've still got a few little bits and pieces to go through, so that's going to be interesting when I get to it. So I figured that I should probably end the video here. So, this has been DragonofEternity going through more Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. In this video and the last video, I went through the 7.1 Alliance Raid questline. So I went through the Alliance Raid, I learned a lot of the story, learned a lot about FF14. Might eventually give it a go one day. Maybe. So let's see, next video. Be sharp. Could do. I could just go back to the main story. Yeah, biggest things would be the main story and the role quests. So yeah, I've got to do those then. Oh well. So, with all that said, with my rambling hopefully now finally done, until next time.